So, news on Joseph Ossai has gone, as this article says, from bad to worse. So, the news have gone from slightly bad to worse for the Cincinnati Bengals when it comes to defensive end Joseph Ossai. Preseason finale ankle injury, initially reported as a sprain that could cost him week 1, will now stretch longer. According to the Cincinnati Enquirer's Kelsey Conway, Ossai says he could miss up to 4 weeks, with a 2-week recheck that could at least cost him the Week 2 game against Baltimore. According to Jeff Hobson of Bengals.com, noted that Joseph Ossai had a boot on his foot Wednesday. We'll see if the Bengals decide to shift Ossai to the IR for the short term in order to make other moves. But this development won't encourage fans livid that Joseph Ossai was out there during a preseason game to ease off. With Ossai out, the Bengals will presumably turn to the combo of Cam Sample and first-round pick Myles Murphy. Listen, at the end of the day, I don't think anyone, myself included, understood completely the aspect of putting him out there in that final game when you're not starting any starters and you're just putting in backups, right? There's really no reason to do that. Now, Coach did say, again, to reiterate the point, that he needed more reps, and that's why they went ahead and did what they did, was because they needed more reps. He needed more reps. So they put him in there, and the problem with putting in starters in any preseason game is injuries can happen. It's just a part of football. It's the ugliest part of football. It happens, all the time. So let's break this down. Starting off right away, putting him on IR, right, would probably be the smartest idea possible right now. The reason why I say that, as it says in the article, is we can pick up another player. Raymond Johnson III and Owen Carney did not get claimed yesterday on waivers. What does that mean? That means both players are available right now for us to pick up. There is no reason, and I don't give a crap what the excuse is, there is no reason not to go and get Raymond Johnson III. Now, I don't care the excuse, the reasoning, because if you put Joseph Ossai on IR, first off, okay, it is what it is, right? To his injury, I will say we'll be fine. This is why we drafted Myles Murphy. By the way, I'm just going to go back and kind of crap on myself here, because I was the guy who wanted to take, Michael Mayer instead of Myles Murphy. Thankfully, we took Myles Murphy, right? Because if we didn't take Myles Murphy, we wouldn't have another guy to fill in here and kind of be a rotational piece with the injury that happened, right? So, thankfully, we took Myles Murphy here. But, because we can fill in Myles Murphy as a rotational piece, and what we saw out of Raymond Johnson III in preseason, there was no reason. Put him on IR, go pick up Raymond Johnson III, and now you have yourself a amazing rotation. You got Raymond Johnson III, Myles Murphy, Cam Sample, and even if you want to make the argument, well, in the regular season, Raymond Johnson III is not going to put up the numbers. He only did it in preseason. Okay, he's a rotational piece. He's not going to get much snaps. So if he is a liability, then what are you hurting by then just saying, okay, you know what? You're not good enough for this team. We don't want you. So you either are going to get something. It's a win-win scenario. You're either getting a player who's going to keep your guys fresh, help you out, keep the rotation going, or he's going to be a liability for one game, and not even one game, maybe half a game because he just doesn't play good, let's say, hypothetically, and then you just cut him. There is a win-win scenario there. Now, for the IR, I believe for the IR, you can put a player on the IR, and then it takes them, I believe they have to, let me look up the exact rules for activating a player. Because I believe it's 2 weeks. You have to activate him, and then he has to process. A team can bring a maximum of 8 players off IR throughout the season. The same player can be activated off IR up to 2 times, but both activations would subtract from the team's allowed total of 8. So, okay, what happens when an NFL player is placed on IR? The IR, better known as, injured reserve or IR, is a list for players who have suffered a football injury that makes them not immediately available to the team when a player is on IR. He is not eligible to play for that team. How long does a player stay on the IR? Players stay on the IR for as long as they need to. A returning player is eligible to return to practice after 4 games has been played since he was placed on IR. There are 4-week window to return to the active roster. Keep in mind, in the past, this was 6 weeks, now it's 4 weeks. So, if he's out for 4 weeks anyway, right? It's not like the IR where it's like, okay, you put him on the IR and now he's out for the season. No. If you put him on the IR, right now, at this moment in time, he'll be out for week 1, 2, 3, and 4, right? Those 4 weeks, if he needs 4 weeks to recover anyway and get back in 4 weeks, then what are you losing? If not, you're just going to have a guy sitting on the sideline who's hurt and recovering and rehabbing, but, you got one less roster spot and one less player out there to help you out to benefit you. So, again, I'm fully expecting here that the Bengals put him on IR, go pick up Raymond Johnson III, or if you don't want Raymond Johnson III because, you're just like, oh, Raymond Johnson III, we didn't really like him. Maybe they didn't like him, okay? Listen, we as players, guys, we're all players now. No, as fans, we have players that we like, right? That's just a fact of the matter is. But we don't see everything that coaches see. So sometimes coaches see more than we see. So things happen and, things go left, go right. And we're like, oh my gosh, he looks so great. But then a coach might be like, ooh, I didn't like how he did this, this, and this. So let's say Raymond Johnson III, they just don't want the guy because he, again, is on waivers right now. We have 1 roster spot left because we are signing today. We're signing Jerome Felton to our practice squad. So we have 1 practice squad spot left. We also have, again, if we put him in IR, another roster spot. So we could move up a guy from the practice squad. And just a key tip here, guys. This is what our practice squad looks like. So any guy here, we could move up to the active roster to help out, like Joseph Ossai being gone. Obviously, the guys you would probably bring up would be either Dom Davis here, or you would bring up Tyler Murray. Not Tyler Murray, probably, because he's a linebacker. I would say Jeff Gunner, etc. Right? You could bring those guys up and potentially help you out. Now, for free agency, there is not too many free agents that I love. I know the Ravens just cut Brent Urban. He could be a decent option. I know I've seen a lot of people comment in my videos. What about Carlos Dunlap? Bring him back. Bring him back. The thing is, guys, it's only a 4-week fill-in play, okay? We're not bringing someone in for the whole year. We're bringing someone in for a 4-week, period, and then you cut, bro. So you're not, or you're going to go back to the practice squad, right? That's pretty much what that is. So whoever we bring in is not going to be a guy that's going to be like, oh, we bring him in and now he automatically is the starter for this team, or he's going to get, significant play time. And that's another thing. Whoever we bring in is not going to be a guy who's going to get a lot of play time. He's going to get at most, 1, 2, 3 reps probably a game. Maybe like 10, 15 reps again, I'm going to say. I don't want to say 1, 2. But, he's going to be a rotational guy in this defense, right? So it's not like he's going to get that many crazy, reps. So, again, let's not be a little crazy here when it comes to this. Now, Raymond Johnson III is actually not on this list here of players, surprisingly enough, which I kind of find weird. There isn't much news about Raymond Johnson III. I know he didn't get signed yesterday, but let me check. Let me see if there's any update on him. Raymond Johnson III. No. Nothing. No update about him getting claimed off waivers. So, kind of interesting that he isn't on the free agent thing here. I guess just because I don't know. I was going to say just because. I guess just because he was on waivers. Something like that. But anyway, though, as I was saying, though, guys, yeah. So, I could fully see why. I couldn't see any reason why we would not go and sign Raymond Johnson III or another guy, at least to bring him in and see what he can do for us, for these next 4 weeks. So, tell me down below your thoughts and opinions. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.